Wanadhani ya si bongo lala.
Tumejamu sijifanye uja notice.
Wanadhani ya si bongo lala.
Tumejamu sijifanye uja notice.
Wambie punde imechoka sana.
Tumejamu sijifanye uja notice.
Wambie punde imechoka sana.
Tumejamu sijifanye uja notice.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
10 years ago, 2024, there was 2014,
yes,
a year after Uhuru got to power, there was a very big template that was created by the Ministry of Energy, about 5,000 megawatts. Do you remember that?
Yes, there was a lot of hoo-ha about it.
A lot of hoo-ha about private investment in power plants. They went for bidding for 2,000 megawatts. Right? And the view, if you remember, was they were saying they are going to cut the cost from 18 US cents to 9 US cents. Right? Per kilowatt hour. Right? So 2,000 megawatts were going to be added to the grid.
Yeah.
As an initial start, they were going to start with fossil fuels, coal and LNG, right? And build up to 5,000 so that we have what you call some stability, right? And as we push the renewable energy. Okay? Those projects never took off. They were actually cancelled. And I want you to understand the principle of it. The government of Kenya was not giving a guarantee. I know this intimately. All they were doing was giving a power purchase agreement. All right? Full stop. And they were giving land in Dongo Kundu and Lamu for the construction. People were bringing in private money. All right? Today, I've done the numbers in terms of what was estimated. Today, you'd be charging electricity at 4 US cents. People would not even care about their electricity bill. It would be like maybe the water bill, even less. Okay? We are now being charged 36 US cents from the 18. So why didn't they take off? Why were they cancelled? And they had bids.
Why?
Because then you're in competition with this private company. That's the thing you need to understand. Right? That's the thing you need to understand.
So the private company needs to go.
It needs to go.
And when
it
we are
needs to
talking
get out
about
of the way, right? So that it's the same one that today has gobbled up 6 trillion in domestic debt. 6 trillion of the 11 is domestic debt.
6 trillion owed to
Kenyans.
yes, to Kenyan institutions.
Yes.
And Kenyans.
Yes.
In other words. Because
Yes.
it's a bank.
It's
It
the
is your
banks.
money. It's the
Yes.
bank.
It's the
that
banks, insurance companies, pension funds.
Or
our
if you
money.
gave your money towards T-bills, for example,
Yes.
6
essentially
trillion.
what we are talking about is if you give your money towards T-bills,
Yes.
and if we hear from the CS, essentially, that we're in a little bit of trouble when it comes to domestic debt.
Correct.
That means that your investment on your T-bill for the period will not come.
Correct. It sunk. What did they do with it? They didn't build a bridge. It's not in our laws that they are taking it for any development. It's not even in our laws that they're taking it to pay any salary. It's not in the budget as an expenditure item. It's not there as an expenditure item. So they've taken 6 trillion from us. If that was with us, you would all have your own media. You'd all be media moguls on your own because you'd be borrowing at 2%. So here's the company that took all our money to itself, away from us. And it started in 2013, 2014. Before that, domestic debt was peanuts.
Oh, great. So, sorry, Jimmy.
So you need to understand, this company is just taking from us. And now when it can't pay its bills, it's coming and taking taxes. Yeah, extracting, and giving us nothing in return.
Does this
I want you
company-
to understand something very basic, and this is where you must start asking questions, even UCT. Today, we have calculated that if you're earning a salary, all right, like you are paying in direct taxes of about 40%, and indirect of another 18%. So 68% of your income is going towards taxation. What are you getting back for it? If you don't start asking yourself that question, right, then you are not solving any problem for yourself. So you are asking emancipation, why are we stupid? Why don't we do things? Yes, here you are. You are. You are paying 68% to government. That is 70%.
Please break down that 68% again. I need to understand
So,
it.
depending on your basic income bracket,
Yes.
you're operating direct taxes between 35 to 40%.
40.
All right?
That pay as you earn,
Yeah, yeah.
NSSF,
Everything.
shift,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And we'll call those taxation because at the end of the day, that's what they're becoming.
Yes.
All right? Then you have another 18% of indirect taxes. Every time you pay a power bill, you're paying VAT, you're paying various charges. Anytime you pay for fuel for a car or matatu or whatever, you're still paying all those charges. You must remember that about 53% of the pump price is taxation. All right? So you go on, you buy goods, you do this. It's roughly about 18%. All right? So that is 68%. Okay? Of your money going to government in taxation. Now, what do they give you in return? The same France, which you are saying has the GDP of Africa, right, is known as one of the highest taxed countries in Europe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
60% is the average taxation, both direct and indirect. Right? But what do you get in return? You get infrastructure, you get security, you get free medical care, free education.
Low cost of living.
Low cost. Well, they don't think so.
Relative. Well,
they don't think relative.
so,
Yeah.
but it's relative.
You get unemployment insurance. If you don't have a job,
Somebody's paying you.
somebody's paying you, and you get an amazing pension. So the fight in France is early retirement because you want that pension so you can go and live in the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that good, right? Get away from their winter. Okay, 60%. So here, what do you get? Do you get free healthcare?
No.
Do you get free education?
Healthcare doesn't exist.
No, okay, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
get
do you-
capitation not paid on time.
paid on
not
time.
paid on time.
Yes.
Higher. No, but it's not free.
No, it's not free.
Everyone will still tell you
Yes.
there's still other charges.
Yeah.
Higher. Do you get good security?
Where?
Do you get infrastructure? Right. Do you get unemployment insurance? Right. Even pensions, which are a fast charge, are now being defaulted.
So then we can talk about these things, Jimmy, and like we got to connect it to the road that we are currently on, whereby there's so many things happening and folks are asking questions about the Constitution and the rule of law. There's an IEBC that's being put in place, hopefully that'll come into some kind of, commission at some point, and then we will have an election in 2027. But folks are putting themselves up and saying, allow me to lead. But from what we are saying, 75% of the people who are saying put me up for that position are the ones who are swimming in this swamp.
Correct. I fully agree with you. Yeah. And in fact, what you should do is just ask, because, I've been thinking aloud, and I'm not criticizing anybody, but we can point at what they say are the issues, right? So my friend Martha will say, for example, governance is the problem. My friend Kalonzo says corruption.
Corruption, yes.
My friend Regade, I think he talks about Mulima. I don't know how Mulima is the problem or is the problem. Then you have, who else?
He said Ruto's the problem.
No, Ruto says judge me in the elections by my results. So I think the judgment is already out.
Regardless says Ruto is the problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
fine. And Ruto says, judge me. I think everybody says who is opposite Ruto is saying Ruto is a problem.
Right.
In
Yes.
terms of Ruto must go. But that's not the basic problem. It's just a symptom,
Okay.
right? It's not the original sin, which is what we're now trying to articulate. What is the original sin? He's just but a symptom. And anybody else can feel that. So Ruto says, judge me by my results. I think the jury has already ruled on that.
Okay.
Okay? He has nothing to show anybody. So he's done. Okay? Ruto is done. So judge people by what they are saying. I am saying we have a moment in our history. And if there's anybody who has any doubt, it was brought out by Gen Z last year. They came out and they broke all the barriers. And they said, this thing is not working for us anymore. Taxation without return, economic justice must come one way or another. My friend Omtata talks about accountability. Right? I think Maraga talks about the rule of law.
Rule of law, yes.
Are those the issues? Kenyans will judge. Okay? I am clear. This is about economic justice. This is about our economic emancipation. Once and for all, something that has eluded us for the last 120 years. All right? This is the time we break the shackles of what is holding us. And the way we start is by doing two things. By draining the swamp, by removing this system that is a company. And number two, cutting its umbilical cord to us, which is debt. You cut that thing today, right? And you see a very different Kenya. A very positive Kenya. A country that is headed to greatness. Because that's really our capacity. And you unleash a potential nobody has ever seen from this sub-Saharan continent. An amazing potential of our human resource.
Na vitu zina happen in country ikifika 2027 na uko 18 plus tukupate bila kura. Ai! Utatuambia unaishi wapi? Utatuambia unataka nani apeleke Ruto nyumbani?
Huyu Ruto mumwambie tumechoka naye. Kama inatakana tubadilishe katiba ni kupunguza miaka ya Ruto, sio kuongeza atifike 7. We cannot wait to get an opportunity kutuma huyu mtu nyumbani kwa sababu kazi imemshinda. Ruto tunataka kwanza kupunguza tamu yake. Kama ingewezekana hii mwaka ingeisha kama huyu mtu amekaa kwa hiyo kiti. Aende nyumbani, kazi imemshinda.
You like me, why them a fight me? You like me, chewing a bone, a bite it. We don't trust them, even if we bust them. We don't trust them, stay far, not touch them. We don't trust them, hope their man not sub them. Informer, me say, you must them.